is John Oladialo, Pastor John Oladialo.
Oh, pastor.
Yeah.
As a pastor, can you tell me the effect of this COVID-19 on you, your family, as a pastor?
Well, as a pastor, even though we believe that we live to depend on God, but we know that we are used to seeing people regularly and often. But in the recent time, that is not there. Some of our members that normally come around, that we normally have time to preach with, pray with, and do so many things with, COVID-19 is already not permitting them to come out and to see us, or also not permitting us to also go out and visit members as part of our work, as part of our calling on a regular basis. So it has affected us in that regard. As a person, some of our children are young. Sometimes they go to school for whatever, to go and learn and other things. Today, presently now, all of them are at home. We are all there facing ourselves and seeing ourselves, so that personal, whatever effect that some of us as a pastor that we have on this coronavirus of 18.
Is there any negative effect on the church?
Well, I would say yes, it has. Because, church, like I said, we are used to coming together on a regular basis to fellowship together. We see each other faces. That is not there. We are not having that fellowship together. We are not having to see each other faces the way we used to do. That is an effect on its own. The effect of that fellowship that we used to have, the effect of grace to share one-on-one, not on phone now. We see each other faces, and then, like one of our hymn writers said, we are happy to see each other faces. Seeing each other faces again, like we used to do in the congregation, where all of us gather together to pray, to study the word of God together, to preach, to do all sorts of things that we used to do together in the church. They are no longer there. So it's a factor. It affects the church negatively in such manner.
Do you think church will come out of this?
Well, because I'm a pastor and because I have faith, I believe the church, by the grace of God, will come out of it very strong by the grace of Jesus Christ.
So how do you expect to see your members after the announcement that COVID-19, you are free to go out?
I, in my little sample, sampling the opinions of members, I know that many of them are also tired of staying at home. And so everybody is longing to see when the church will be, when they will give the church the grace to congregate again. So I know that on that day, there will be many people in the church who want to come to church to appreciate God, to appreciate the fellowship that we have lost, to appreciate our oneness, our doing things together, and all of that we have lost as a result of this COVID-19 of a thing. So I know that on that day, many members of the church will come back to the church to praise God, to jubilate, and to appreciate what God has done for us.
Do you support the idea that the government asks churches to stay back, that they should not operate? Do you blame government for it? Will you blame government for it?
Well, the only challenge I have with our own government is just that our government is not being truthful and being sincere. We are living in an environment where we don't believe our government, where our government are not doing things with all sincerity. So based on that is when I can blame them. But if it is where there is transparency, where everything is done under normal circumstances, if truly they are fighting this COVID-19 with all sincerity and the way it ought to be, and if they are actually fighting for the common man in the town, in the city, or in the nation, so that we don't get affected about this, then I don't have problem. But because, we try to politicize so many things in Nigeria, that's where I have challenges with the government decisions. So, because I'm not too close to them, so I wouldn't know what is in their heart. I wouldn't know. But if it is because of this issue, for example, I am of opinion actually that the lockdown of 18 was actually defeated. The purpose was not well achieved before the things were, before the government released the curfew to maybe, the way it is presently. So I didn't see that sincerity. I didn't see that truthfulness in our government. That's the challenge I have with this issue.
Do you think the government will be able to rebuild the economic back after the COVID?
Again, with God, all things are possible. Like I said, it's possible, honestly speaking, if the right people are consulted. If the government can do what is called consultations, and they meet with people Because I want to believe that presently now we need brain. We need to use brain. As you know, government will not believe in faith, government will not believe in prayer, government will not believe in the Bible. But I will still suggest to them that we need God to give us direction. So there's nothing wrong in government of our day seeking first the help of God, and then seeking secondly the help of people who can actually help the nation out of this, who can help, who can give us the idea of what the country can do to build a better economy for the nation. But it's again, we are in a country where we don't take so many things we take so many things for granted. We don't take many things serious. That's the only challenge I have with that. But if the government will be very sincere, one, we need God's intervention, and then we need government to put in good team, good system in place that will help to reboost the economy. It's possible, honestly speaking, with the right people in place.
So you have faith that our Nigeria economy will come back to?
Honestly speaking, I believe that it is possible. The only prayer I pray is that God should give our government vision of the right people to be used.
If you should give government advice, how will you advise?
Number one, I will advise the government to seek the face of God with all honesty. And if the government asks how, we have Christian leaders that are in this nation. They can call them. They can bring some of the fathers who are leaders of the churches, leaders of denominations. We can bring them together. Let them pray. Let them pray together. Let them. You see, I want to see a situation whereby even that can bring more unity in the body of Christ. Some of our fathers who are well known in this nation, if they can come together by the authority of the government, under a program organized and arranged by the government to help to seek the face of God, that will be number one step. Number two, the government should be able to put a good team in place. Men who have genuine concern for the nation, not men who have concern for their pocket, not men who have concern for their selfish interest. People who have the matter of this nation at heart, who really want this country to grow to be what this country should be. If government can rally around to see such men, I know there are many of such in this nation. Some of our Nigerian citizens who are maybe abroad, even some who are living in this country. If they can harness these resources of human together, I want to agree with you that we can still come out very, very, effective and strong after this matter. I have hope, I believe.
We have thousands or millions of youth in the country. What do you think they should do shortly after this COVID-19?
The first thing I want to encourage the youth, honestly speaking, just like what we have in the book of Romans chapter 12, is that they need to allow their mind to be renewed. Every youth must work on their mind. The Bible said, unless your mind is renewed, there won't be transformation. So every youth mind must be renewed. Every youth of this country must have a good mind, must have a better mind, must have the mind of a positive mind, the mind that believe that things can still work, things can still change for better. Every youth must have that mind. That's number one. And with that mind, every youth should now begin to think of what can we actually do. Personally, I've been thinking and I've been praying about that. What will my member do? What should they do? I'll be asking God to give them inspiration of what to do after this COVID-19. Because I know that people who do the right thing after this COVID-19 will come out very strong. They will come out very strong. But those who will have wrong focus, who will not do the right thing at the right time, they may not get anything for themselves. So, but it's all about the mind, the focus of the mind. If everybody can position his or her mind where God can speak to him or her, where God can relate with him or her, what he or she needs to do, and if they have the mind of looking at the environment, study the environment, and think of what does this environment need, what would this environment need after the COVID-19. And another thing is, whatever anybody wants to do now, he or she must learn to package himself and package his product very well to be able to be marketable in the present society. So the use of media, the use of media, the use of internet will actually go a long way to put so many things straight for many young people. So many youth must learn to diversify. Those who needed to be more trained should be well trained, to go for more training and, more exposed to think of what would they think can be of help to them and to every one of them at such a time as this.
For fathers.
Yeah.
In the churches.
Yes.
Do you think their actions within this period of COVID-19, do you think their actions are okay?
Because I'm part of the fathers. So, and I want to believe that, well, since I cannot judge what others have done or what others have not done, but I, in my own little way, in my own environment, I know what I have done.
What have you done?
By the grace of God, I know that we made little palliative things for some of our members. By the grace of God, for the district, for all the assemblies in the district, we made sure that all pastors in the district came and we gave them something to give to all of their members, cut across the district. And the district center also, we made arrangement for our members, and we made sure that we give them, no matter how small it is. We have done that in our own little way by the grace of God. So I want to believe, since I didn't call anybody to tell them what I did, I want to believe some of them has also must have also done the same thing. I know some people who are very close to me too who do the same thing, particularly in this our area. I know the other district also did the same thing. So I can't speak for other areas. I can't speak for Lona. I wouldn't know what they did in Lagos for members. But for Wuse area, for Buhari district, for Peyi district, for Duse district, I know we have encouraged ourselves as council members to making sure that people do something for their members.
Thank you for your time. Your name again?
My name is